What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, which of course means we're going to be checking out the world rankings today. There's a lot to go over. What an awesome weekend of rugby. Genuinely, thoroughly enjoyed every game, whether your team won or lost. I'm over here in Wales. Believe me, I know about teams losing, but man, every game was so enjoyable to watch, and some big results that I certainly didn't see coming. So we're going to go over the world rankings, go over the results, go over your guys' predictions along with my own, which, spoiler alert ahead of time, not good. Almost every game I got wrong. Absolutely terrible. And then we're going to move on to the fantasy team, somehow of which I did brilliantly. I don't know how that works. I don't know how I can get the games completely wrong but pick out the best players. Maybe I need to start talking just purely about the fantasy rather than the actual games and what have you. But so much to get through today. Starting out with the world rankings then, where, to start us out then, South Africa move back into that world #1 position after beating Scotland at home and Ireland losing to New Zealand. So South Africa go up with a 0.69. New Zealand take that 1.55 away from Ireland. This was a game going into it. I honestly just didn't see New Zealand winning this one. I know it's New Zealand and you're like, oh, you can't count New Zealand out of any game. I haven't been impressed across the Rugby Championship with how New Zealand have performed. Individual players have done well and the team has just felt kind of disjointed. Even like last week, with New Zealand, I was like, it's not quite where I want to see New Zealand at. I thought Ireland would play really well. That Ireland team, rusty. Not what I was expecting. Again, they looked much more disjointed than expected, and it might be New Zealand's best game of the year for me. I don't know. They looked very much more in control for a big game like that, which is really nice to see. Moving down the list then, France taking nothing from their win over Japan, but I'm sure a lot of us saw that one coming. Some big switches here though. Argentina getting that 1.3 after a good win against Italy, which a lot of the bookies had to be like really close. I won some decent little money on that game because they had Argentina to win by 3. And I was like, yeah, let's put a bit of money on that because I see Argentina beating Italy. I didn't necessarily expect by as much as they did, but good game by them. Scotland also moving up a place, even though losing points after losing that game to South Africa, because England dropped down from 5th down into 7th after their loss to Australia. Another one that I was like, I thought England did, okay last week. It wasn't brilliant, but Australia have been so roller coastery. That England team, man, there's got to be questions asked about I don't know about the fitness levels of the English players, but more just the demand to play that defensive style and how much it punishes you. And it just sort of began to open up in that second half. Australia taking that one right at the end, sees them gain that 1.81. So they go up from 9th up to 8th place. Fiji coming in with first ever win against Wales in Wales. Genuinely didn't know that was a thing going into the game. Didn't mention that in the preview video. I said how I wanted Fiji to target the Scotland game more than the Wales game because I could see Fiji beating Wales, but Scotland might have felt a bit more out of reach. So I wanted to see that game be more intense. I had no idea that was a historical win. I feel like I've even been to watch a game in the Principality where Fiji have beaten Wales. I don't know what game I must have been thinking of, but it goes to show my confidence in the Welsh Rugby Union at the minute that I just assume Fiji have already beaten them in the Principality. Georgia have done it. Fiji have now done it. It feels like anyone can basically do it. So, great game for Fiji, taking that 1 point away from Wales, go up from 10th into 9th, and then Italy with their loss to Argentina. See them drop from 8th down to 10th. Still higher than Wales, though. Who's also dropped down 1 point as well. Closing in on Georgia. Yeah, probably fair, to be honest. Moving down, loads of other games to talk about, which some of you might not have been aware of, because TNT only cover half of them, even though they make us pay for them now. That's a good system, like that. Portugal dropped down 1.79 after losing to the USA. Another one. Didn't see that coming. Portugal looks so good in the World Cup. I really backed Portugal heavily for that one. USA climbing from 19th up to 16th by taking those points. Spain moved from 18th up into 17th, taking a 0.81 away from Uruguay. Another game. I thought Uruguay were going to have that one. Tonga go down 1.25 after losing their game to Romania. I backed Tonga for that one. And then Romania, Chile, Canada and Hong Kong all retaining their current positions, even though, taking those points away from each other and what have you. Brazil Brazil. I don't think I've ever even heard of a Brazilian rugby player before. But take 1.78 away from Hong Kong, China. So they move up into 26th from 30th. Netherlands, Belgium still moving down because of that leapfrog. And then Zimbabwe staying in their position but taking a 0.3. Czechia coming up 0.72. Kenya up 0.71. Croatia down 0.72 means the Philippines jump up. UAE drop down 0.3. So Lithuania move up. My goodness. It's a rugby weekend. So much to go over. We're already very far into this video already. But the top 10, what a big lot of shaking about. Great games from the Southern Hemisphere teams this week, doing absolutely brilliantly. Moving on then, let's take a look at predictions time. It's going to be terrible for me. For some of you though, probably very good. I'm already seeing some big blue bars here. Some of you did very well. Starting out, Ireland versus New Zealand. I was confident in Ireland for this one. I said Ireland by 6. New Zealand took this one by 10. How did we all get on? Ireland looked like heavy favourites. A lot of people went for Ireland. Who went for New Zealand? Much less people. But congratulations to Phil on taking this one, getting it with 8 points there. Takes that full bonus point for yourself. Raises All Blacks very, very close as well. They're on that 0.5. And a few people doing well to go for New Zealand. That one, I honestly, I felt very confident in Ireland for that one. Canada versus Chile. Chile taking this one by 30. Didn't expect 30. I went for 12. I thought sort of middle gap. Looks like nobody went out there on that 14% right all the way out there. But a lot of people went for Canada. Interesting. I thought Chile all the way for that one. Wow, a lot of you guys went for Canada. Oh no, maybe a bit more of like a 50-50 split, actually, to be fair. Where did we want to be? Nobody taking extra points. We all went in the low end, sort of double figures and what have you. So everyone taking 1 point went for Chile. If you went for Canada, no points for you. Spain versus Uruguay. Spain taking this one by 9. I thought Uruguay by 6. I thought a low Uruguay score. More people went for Uruguay than Spain as well. Wow, and not a lot of people. Wow, look how many people went for Uruguay compared to Spain. We obviously didn't have the confidence in the Spanish. Where did you want to be then? Up here then. Witblitz 90 and Octal Microbe splitting your half bonus point. Nobody was it by 9? Yes, it was. Splitting the difference between you, but still taking good points from that one. Well done to everyone else going for Spain in that one. England versus Australia. Didn't see this one going this way. Australia taking that one right at the end by 5. Look at that percentage split. 93% of people went for England. Big underdogs going into this one were Australia. 2 people went for Australia. Well done to Richie Burney. Went for Australia by 5, taking basically full points in this one. And the Beast forfeit TM. I don't know what all that means, but going for Australia by 20, confident in them. You two only taking points away from that game. Great, well done to you both. Portugal versus the USA. I have big confidence, man. Portugal by 15. The USA coming in there for me as underdogs for that one, but doing well. A lot of people going for Portugal. We're all very wrong. USA starting us out down here then. Mary Poppins coming in on USA by 4, getting it bang on. Sees you take the 4 points. A few people also getting the half bonus point. They're low scores are always good in these games. So a few of you taking the half bonus point. A few of you unfortunately missing out on the half. Went for 10, just off by 1 point. It's a shame to have lost out on that half bonus point when you're out by 1. Romania versus Tonga. Romania took this one by 10. I did have to go and look up previous matches, and these teams seem to really flip over. It's like, 1 month Romania win this game, the next month Tonga win this game. So I really didn't know where to go with this one. My knowledge is not that extensive when we get out here. I went for Tonga. Looks like a lot of other people went for Tonga. So Romania is where you wanted to be. And Wingspan coming in there with going for Romania by 12. It takes that full points. A few people getting the half bonus point from that game as well. Italy, Argentina. I had confidence in this one. I had a decent chunk, 14. I thought maybe Italy would hold that a bit closer. Great, score by Argentina. I'm in blue today. That wasn't by design, but I've just realised basically all the teams that actually got me some points was the games where blue was playing. So maybe that's a good sign to stick with. Argentina in the stripes. I'm also wearing the stripes today, taking that one by 32. Eventually, a few people went for Italy. I saw a lot of people confident in Italy for this one. I really didn't think they were going to be able to do that. Scrolling down, Wingspan again. Oh, coming in there, taking it by Argentina with 20, takes the bonus point. Not finishing within 5, though, but that's a couple of times now we've said Wingspan. France versus Japan. France by 40. Your boy, the only one I got basically right of the entire week. I said France by 40, bang on. I was right up there at the tippy top. And everyone goes for it. What are you all doing to me? Nobody wanted to go 39. Nobody wanted to go 41. Loads of us thought by exactly 40. So me, Ian, Wicker, and Brian, all of us guys splitting that 0.25. You guys couldn't just let me have that one, could you? Of course not. Going for France. Anyone further down? Going for Japan. The Beast. You know what? I kind of went for the underdogs across the board in this one in terms of bookies' favourites, and that actually paid off in quite a few of the games. Japan, though, unfortunately, not your way to go, Beast. Wales versus Fiji. I mean, what do you even say about this game, man? There was a point in this game, it finished within 5. There was a point at the end where Wales were attacking. I don't trust Sam Costello's kicking, and I thought, I'm really worried that Wales are going to score a try and this game would end in a draw. Because Wales did not deserve a draw from this game, and Fiji didn't deserve it to end in a draw. Fiji deserved to take this one. It played really, really well. That Wales team, just so disappointing, so dysfunctional. So dysfunctional, they sent on the wrong player. Anyone else see this from Gatland? They sent on Sam Costello onto the wing. I lost my mind watching that live at why, even if that mistake was made, why wouldn't you move it around and move Anscombe to 15, Costello just slide in at 10, and then you would put Cam Winnet out on the wing. Even if that mistake was made, why would they not able to rotate and just make that work? I have no idea. Sam Costello looked like he was scared out of his mind in that one. So I went for Wales by 10 is the long and short of that one. I want to do a rant about that. I should have done a match report on that one because I would have ranted for days. Look forward to next week's preview video because Wales have got Australia. I can't wait to just start smashing into that one. A lot of us went for Wales. A few people went for Fiji, actually. That's really nice to see, because it was a game I thought Fiji could have taken. I just thought with what was on the line in this game, Wales could not afford to lose it, so would do anything and everything to just take points in this game, and they refused to go to posts. Where did we want to be then? A little bit further down here. Forest and a tie. Splitting that half bonus point between the two of you, going for Fiji by 5. A lot of you guys going for Fiji, which was nice to see. And yeah, good picks by you guys. And then finishing us off for the week then, Scotland going up against South Africa. South Africa took this one by 17. I said South Africa by 13, so I get a little half bonus point for me along here. A big warning sign about something. 4 or 5 people that go for Scotland. Connor Does Rugby is a Scotland supporter on YouTube as well. I was like, I wonder if you'll feel confident for this one for Scotland. This was one I saw go in South Africa's way, especially that 7-1. Scotland did do well to hold out against that bench for a good period of time, though. But it's 7-1 is such a hard thing to overcome, and eventually that scrum just really let them down. Where are we taking points then? It's the Beast again. The Beast has been mentioned a lot in this video. Whitblitz, another one that's been mentioned a few times. Next Acquires coming in there. All of you guys getting it bang on, splitting that point difference between the 3 of you. A lot of people going that Petri went up for a 35-pointer. Thought very big confidence in that. So let's take a look at the round. Let's see how we all looked. Richie Burney taking the top of this, who I don't think we've mentioned that much of this. I haven't been able to go super in depth because there's so many games to go over, but well done to you. 6 win points, those bonus points making a big difference. I'd take 8.5 away from this one, which is a good score. Brim Daddy and Donovan Muller both coming in there with your 10 as well, but your 7 win points, getting 7 out of 10, pretty good, especially some of those sort of like the tier 2 games. They're outside of my knowledge base. Atalia taking 4th on 7.5. David Pedri, Mary Poppins, and Wingspan, we've mentioned a few times. I'm actually quite surprised to see Wingspan only down with 7 points. I feel like we spoke about Wingspan quite a lot through this one. Finish out on the 7 there, and then Phil, Exaquias, and a few boys to finish out on the 6 pointers there. I'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see their name, what have you. Wow, I got 5.25. I'm surprised I even got that, to be fair. Let me scroll down. I'm sure I'm not near. I might be like halfway in this one. There were some tough games in this one. And you see, a few people there, unfortunately, get, 3 wins from the 10 picked and stuff. Really brutal. I'm surprised I even did as well as that. I'm only 3 points down on first place. I thought I did atrociously. Let's take a look at the leaderboard then. See what has shaken up due to those results. Richie Burney climbing 28 places into first place on 10.5. An out-and-out front-runner at the minute by half a point, leading ahead of Brimdaddy, who climbs 16 places. Etai climbs 12 up into third on 9.5. Pedri climbs 29 places up into fourth on 9 points. Brandon down 1. David Wakefield, who of course had a good Rugby Championship predictor as well, up 28 places on 8.5, joint with Octal Micro, who climbed 4 up into 7th. Phil up 18 places into 8th on 8.5, joint with Wingspan, who climbed 30 places. Huge places being made up. And then finishing off in that top 10, Donovan Muller, 15, coming in on 8. You know, a joint fair equal play there with Mary Poppins, who also climbed by 30. Exequias went up 22. Whitblitz climbed up 16. I dropped down 8. Not surprising. I'm surprised it's only 8. I'm actually somehow still kind of in contention to get in the top 10. I did okay last week. This one has let me down a lot. A lot of people dropping down. Christopher down 13. Wicket up 9. Forrest down 14. Finn the Russell Hustle down 11. Villa Farrell down 20. Oh, Villa Farrell, the fall from grace in this predictor series is brutal. Mark Dunphy down 15. T Davis up 18. Scottish Squid down 22. Brian down 19. My goodness, if things go wrong, they go real wrong when you've got this many games on. Oh man, so many big drops. Highland Cow down 22. Nutcracker down 26. LOR down 28. Oh my goodness, so many big droppers. Joey Barton down 35 all the way down to Logan Corrigan, unfortunately down 26 into 48th. But congratulations though to Richie Burney on taking over top of the leaderboard at the end of round 2. Finally, then moving on to the fantasy, because this video's gone on forever already and I'm running out of breath by the feel of it. Did okay in the fantasy for me this week. Of course, the fantasy's still dumb, and we can still only choose from the Six Nations teams, which is rubbish, and I'm going to say that every week because I think it's really dumb. But taking the week, Twindaloo, which is a fun name, took the top spot on 635. Myself coming in there on 628. Zubi on 615. Jake on 609. Rossi going in on 597. The locks are loaded on 596. Mr. Tackle in 7th place on 592. Bod's Infinite Wisdom on 588. Etai on 562. And Pedro finishing out in the top 10 on 540. And I think we've got a few more people join. Oh, Highland Cow. I saw Highland Cow. We'll get onto it in a second. Had a real unfortunate round after such a solid start last week. We'll get onto it in a second. Let me scroll down so everyone can see their name. I think we've had some more people join, which is fun. People have joined, mid-tournament. I don't know whether they saw the video last week and thought, I'm beating Mad Dragon. I'll join his league and jump above him. And there's some stuff like that going on. But I think we've got more people now playing the fantasy than playing the predictor, which is normally the other way around when we do it on the Superbru one. But I think we're up to, what's that? 40, 50, like 52 people in the fantasy, which is a lot of fun. But taking a look at the actual teams, Twindaloo came with a solid pick there. BL Biarri was just the player of the round on 68 points. Whether Marcus Smith has scored 50 as his captain, that was another good choice. Faye Bose, early injury, 7 points only there. But the forwards is where you wanted to make some of this up. Malvaka, I chose to go for Dewi Lake over Malvaka, and I had the opportunity. I think I could have picked him. I just thought Wales would only do the maul thing. It didn't work for me, but Malvaka getting 61 is a really good score for a hooker. And then Ollie Slightholme, or Slightholme. Is his name Slightholme? I definitely feel that is the word sleigh, like Santa's sleigh. I feel like it should be Slightholme, but all the commentators call him Slightholme, and I don't like that. But got 90 points as a super sub. I also went for him. So it did work out well for me. My own team, yeah, I went for BLBRA as my captain. Now, originally, I did have Damien Penaud. And went for him as my captain and found out 5 minutes before kickoff he's not in the team. He's gone out and Atasogbe came in to replace him. And I very quickly, I'd already basically used all my players apart my French players, so I just took a stab in the dark on BLBRA, and it worked out for me. Dupont scored pretty well, as you'd probably expect him to. Yeah, Devi Lake on 19, not great for me, but I'm going to call him Slightholme. I don't care. That's how I pronounce that. Got me 90 as well. But for those of you who remember, Highland Cow was in the lead at the top last week. Where has he gone to now? And yeah, unfortunately, I did notice this. Went exactly the same theory as me. Damien Penaud, captain. Didn't play, 0 points. That is the brutality of this fantasy compared to the Superbru, where it would have auto-subbed somebody on for you, and you'd have your vice-captain step up. This fantasy just isn't as good. It just isn't as good as the Superbru one. Unfortunately, you get 0 points on your captain, which is just rubbish. So I feel really bad for Highland Cow, unfortunately. I'm sure I'd probably hit a few other people. It's just Highland Cow specifically was the one I noticed. So in terms of our overall results for the end of round 2, then Rossi takes the #1 spot on 1,273. Zubi just a little bit ahead of me on 2nd place on 1,247. Me in 3rd place, suck at the predictor, but again, fantasy's doing well for me. I've leapfrogged Highland Cow after his huge lead, unfortunately taking it away because of the Dami Panopic. Twindaloo there on in 5th place on 1,167. Steed Cox comes in on 6th place on 1,129. Pedro on 11.24. Roman Andrews in 8th place on 10.94. Rob in 9th place on 10.93. 1 point in it. That's certainly going to be a fun fight for round 3. And then finishes off in 10th place is On The Ball 2010 on 1,086. 1 point ahead of Mr. Tackle. So a lot going on between 8th and 10th place there. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see the name where you're all finishing off. Yeah, the fantasy is really interesting. It seems to be very much, so far anyway, it's been there's one player you need to make captain. If you make him captain, it's you know, amazing. If you don't make him captain, you could be in big trouble. The super subs also seem to be really important. I did notice, I don't know who would have had it. Somebody did have Budahan. I can't find it now, but somebody did pick Budahan, and he scored something like, I think it was like 130 points as like a super sub. It was a lot anyway. Picking a super sub for this and have them come on in that second half early and score well seems to be a big thing. You know, I went for Slate Thomas, a couple of other people who scored 90. You know, 90 points is the equivalent of basically all of my front 5 combined by having one good super sub. It's almost worth more going forwards. Make sure you have the money for a good super sub than maybe some of your starting players, because that ×3 you get is huge. So super sub really important, and getting your captain and your captain playing is going to be, you know, another big one, which is, I feel so sorry for Highland Cow, but at least he's still in 4th, still in with a great shot to come up to the #1 spot. But thank you to everyone for tuning into the video this week. Thank you for joining with the fantasy and the predictor. Sorry this video has gone on for so long, so many games to talk about, but hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, hit the old like button, all that good stuff. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye bye.